What's going on, fellas? Your commish here. I know it's been a long time. Hopefully it'll be worth the wait. This year's been a hectic year for me, man. I'm sorry we couldn't get together. We had the draft and the online, which actually went off pretty smooth. Have not been able to get the draft grades out, but you know what? Life happens. That's all I can do. And unfortunately, life gets in the way of fantasy football. Hopefully, I can make up for that throughout the year. I'll get you some draft grades later, but for now, I'm just going to give you guys some reviews of the games, give you some predictions, and then we'll get back to everything, hopefully normal. Not this week, but next week, because I got my wedding coming up, so hopefully we can get back to normal after that. So this year we dropped two previous owners. Hopefully we can bring one back next year. But John Franklin's out this year, and so is Brian, the 1 year wonder of Brian Stong. Taking over for Brian Stong is an old buddy of mine, John Ramirez from New York, and a brother-in-law of the Bronx Bombers, taking over the I Like TDs, or what the hell? Show Me Your TDs. That's what it is. All right, so I'm going to do a recap. I'm going to go over these games, go over the players, and then go from there. All right, so they're going to start off with my game, Peanuts Gang against Brian Stong. Got Peanuts Gang going, had the third pick going with Marshawn Lynch, David Wilson, got Larry Fitz and Vincent Jackson is back in his wide receiver core, Eli Manning, going against Brian Stong, who's got Drew Brees, Doug Martin, Chris Johnson, Marquez Colston, James Jones, Antonio Gates, and Isaac Redmond as his flex. I think that Peanuts Gang wins the flex position. It's a wash out at the wide receiver position, but there's a lot more potential on Brian Stong when it comes down to the tight end position. Excuse me, the running back positions. Now, the game's already started a little bit with the Ravens D getting them -2 and Justin Tucker getting them 9, but who knows what the hell the Cowboys are going to do for me. So I'm going to go ahead. While this is a coin flip, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm actually going to go for Brian Stong to win this one. I just think he has a lot more firepower. ESPN has Peanuts Gang as a 21-point favorite. I do not think Peanuts Gang will cover. Moving on to the next game, Convicts at Show Me Your TDs. Convicts got Ray Rice, solid. Reggie Bush, who's in a new offense, throws the ball around. Andre Johnson, who's solid. Des Bryant, who's in a decent offense. Kyle Rudolph, Steve Smith, who's 145 years old. Seahawks D is pretty solid. Show Me Your TDs, Colin Kaepernick, LaShawn McCoy, Julio Jones, Danny Amendola, Rashad Mendenhall playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have no idea who the starting guy is back there. I live here, man. I listen to the radio. Rashad Mendenhall also can't stay healthy. You guys know that. Michael Floyd, Cardinals D getting St. Louis. Let me see. They got the Dallas Convicts by 13. I think they will win. I think they will cover. Dallas Convicts going to win that one. Moving on. We got the Zona Sun guys. My boy Tommy against the Jersey LaShore. Two original members of the league. Tommy's got Russell Wilson, firecracker against Carolina. Arian Foster, I hope he plays against San Diego. Frank Gore, who's 145 years old. Roddy White, who's 146. And then he's got some young bucks, Mike Wallace, Jared Cook, and Shane Vereen. I'm not a fan of any running back in New England, but you know what it is. He's got actually New England running back, New England defense, New England kicker. So he is basing a lot of his offense, a lot of his team on New England. Jersey LaShore, no surprise. They drafted Matthew Stafford. Trent Richardson, a young upcomer right there. D'Angelo Williams, who I don't believe in at all, but he's got a solid 36 coming out of Demaryius Thomas, who is clearly one of Peyton Manning's favorites. Jimmy Graham, Miles Austin, Tavon Austin, the young buck. I think you got a pretty solid team. I'm going to go ahead and I think Jersey LaShore is going to win this one. They're the favorites by 4. But I don't, they're probably going to win. They're going to cover. I'm sorry, Zona. I can't pick you, but last year you didn't. I don't even think you won a game. So until you win one, we'll go with people that you're playing against. Delta River Rats against the Bronx Bombers. My man Jeff Marks back in the United States, drafting from Korea. In Korea, he drafted Cam Newton, C.J. Spidler, Stephen Ridley, who I still don't believe in. His wide receiver core is pretty decent with Antonio Brown, who I think is going to do good this year. Victor Cruz, who I hope does good this year. And Golden, Piss on Me Tate. I don't even know if that's a nickname, so when I gave him. That Packers defense is suspect. Janikowski solid from everywhere. Looking at going against the Bronx Bombers, who has Aaron Rodgers, Adrian Peterson, Darren McFadden. Darren McFadden is not so much of a big deal, but that he's got potentially the number one quarterback and the number one running back in the league. To me, that's really all that has to be said. And although he does have a jet on his team, which brings his team down a notch, I'm going to go ahead and say the Bronx Bombers are going to win this. And they are not, right now, Delta Riverets are 20-point favorites. So I'm going to say that the Delta Riverets will lose, so they will not cover. Good luck to the Bronx Bombers. Finally, Steven Zeich has a good team name. He has a history of terrible team names. I can't even remember them. They were so fucking bad. They were fucking terrible. They're as simple as that. But we have an online draft, and it comes out with Homosexual Tendencies, by far my favorite team name this year. Going against TDs and Beer. Homosexual Tendencies drafted Tony Romo. He's got Jamal Charles, Steven Jackson in Atlanta, who hopefully does well there. Reggie Wayne, Eric Decker, who got him only 5 points in that Peyton Manning onslaught. We'll get to that later. Greg Olsen in Carolina, Darren Sproles out of New Orleans, the Bears D, and Robbie Gould. For TDs and Beer, we're looking at Matt Ryan, Alfred Morris, who's decent, DeMarco Murray, who I don't even know if he's a starter in Dallas, AJ Green, Jordy Nelson, Tony G, the ageless wonder, but Jarvis Green Ellis, who is obviously splitting time, the Buccaneers D, and Matt Prater. Even though Eric Decker only got him 5, I'm still going to go with Homosexual Tendencies, who are the 5-point underdogs. For the simple fact that I can't, the only starters he got on TDs and Beer, like straight out starters number ones, are his quarterback, his tight end, and one of his receivers. The rest, I mean, obviously receivers split time, but damn, I mean, the ball's getting thrown all around in Green Bay. Hopefully Jordan Nelson shows up for him. Can't tell you. So I'm going to go with Homosexual Tendencies to win that one. In the last game, the former champ from last year, and just the champ from the year before. I still haven't even changed division names. I'll work on that. You got I Like Greens against Kendra's Fun Baskets. Now, I don't know. I can't really question the champ, but why I have to do it? Why do you draft Tom Brady and Peyton Manning back to back? It wasn't an auto draft. I don't know. You can't start 2 quarterbacks. I don't understand it. Trade bait? But everybody, if you don't know by now, Peyton Manning was on the bench for I Like Greens in a record-setting performance. First time since, I believe, 1950 that somebody throws 7 touchdowns. Well, Peyton Manning did it on his bench. He got him 66 points. So we won't worry about that. Starting, though, he has Tom Brady, Ryan Matthews, Darrell Richardson, Calvin Johnson, Deshaun Jackson, Jermichael Finley, Sidney Rice. Solid team. Against Kendra's Fun Baskets, who's got Robert Griffin, Matt Forte, MJD, who has tons of miles on him, Randall Cobb, a lot of wide receivers potential in that offense. Dwayne Bowe, who I do not believe in. Hopefully he comes back for him. Don't believe in him. Zach Sudfield out of New England. Somebody's going to replace Gronkowski and Hernandez. But Hakeem Nicks, who can't stay healthy, and he's the second man on that squad. Victor Cruz is number 1, obviously. Bengals D, Matt Bryant. And I'm going to tell you, it hurts me, it pains me to say this, but even with those 66 on the bench for Peyton Manning, I still think I Like Greens is going to win. I Like Greens is the 12-point favorite. 12-point favorite. I think they will win. I do not think they will cover. So that is your weekly breakdown from me. Next week I will have some draft grades. I will give you some more insight, and we'll do recap and all that other stuff. You guys have fun watching the games. Enjoy the video. And now for my shameless plug. All right. You know what? I'll just talk to y'all later. Peace.